Your setup, we have policy admin, facilitator J, outtaker Albina Presi, timekeeper Presi Albina, video editing Albina, worker master Presi storyteller Gina, value tracking Presi. Our positions are set.
Awesome. All right. So let's go into our check-ins. We have our live broadcast for our Mars membership meeting. August 3rd is for 83-degree west, although it's 80-degree half year, 80-degree east half year, right? So let's do our check-ins. I can start. My name is Jay, and I am in California in the United States. It has been quite a week. Lots of things going on. We had difficulties with some of our assets and losing money, and then also just all the work coordinating recruitment and everything. So it's definitely been a long week, and I've been involved with setting up everything for the Mars alignment. And so, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm feeling around a 2. It is, the middle of the night right now here, so it's that time. And I'm probably going to be up all night with the Mars session because we're going to keep going. We'll see if the open sessions happen after this, but we'll just keep going after. Maybe I'll take a break here and there. Yeah, check. Who wants to check in next? Albina?
Yes, I'm going I'm like 4. It's the afternoon here, 12 or 5 p.m. in Kenya. I've been working on session support, Google Calendar updating, stage 6 onboarding, stage 5 verification, and on recruitment. I look forward to a good session. Mass session happens once a year, so since last year this is the second time. So it's good to have a session like this. Very important for the membership. Thank you.
You want to go next? Remember to mute. Albina, if you can please mute, and then we'll go to Presi. Presi, are you there?
Press you on mute. You can press it. Namu, you can mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can hear you.
Namu, can you mute?
Okay.
Mute your mic.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Presi.
Okay. Hi, I'm Presi. I'm from
Hello.
and
Hi everyone.
I'm focusing with the session support, Google Calendar updates,
Hi
and
everyone.
I've been working with the Texas, Canopy, policies, and focusing on the stage 6
Hello.
as well. And I'm looking forward for this session because it's my first time to attend the membership session, which not happened last session. That's all. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon in my place.
If someone could add people to the Mars session group, that would be great.
Okay. Which number did you say? I'll add.
Add everybody. Okay. All right, Gino, you're checking?
All right. My name is Gino. I'm from the Philippines, and currently I'm taking up new responsibilities and priorities since we have new plans so that we would have like a better stable budget, and I'm also stepping up to the responsibility, the position for the chief deputy for the whole network, and hopefully I would deliver the job properly, so and do a good job with it. So I'm looking forward to working with everyone else. And yes, check. That's all.
Mamoon, you want to check in?
Yeah, I want to check in. Uh, okay, I'm at 4.5, and I'm from Bangladesh. Uh, and uh, it's been a week. I was leave, so let's see. We will, what the meeting. So look forward to discuss on it.
Cool. Who wants to check in next? Do you have any other names?
I'm not able to add Larry and the rest on the group. Can somebody add them on the text?
I will add them. I will add them.
Okay. And Pressy, if you can mute when you're not speaking, it'd be really
Okay,
helpful.
Presley, when you're not speaking, let's mute. We have background noises, so let's mute.
Cool. Who would like to check in next? Tomitope? Elise?
Tomitope, you're on mute.
Ning Soon?
I want to check in. I'm in the Philippines. I'm feeling around like a 4. I've been working on the recruitment process for the PIP, and I'm currently waiting for the budget, and that's about it.
Cool. Alright, who would go check in next? Tomitope?
Yeah, I'm feeling like a 4. And it's like 10 a.m. here in Nigeria, and I'm feeling good that finally the market is picking up. I've been working with the new recruits and support, helping them with their PIP and also the POP, and yeah, it's all been good. Check.
Great. Okay. Rajise or Ola?
Yeah. I'm Raj Segan from India. So I have experience in working on updating documents, all of them. And I'm a postgraduate in computer science. So yeah, I'm having some experience in online document update. And I'm willing to work on this team. Thank you.
And have you done your POP?
No. I just finished my POP and
Are you on the Skype group?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. Cool. All right, thank you. And Olarinde. Olarinde, is that right? Want to check in, Olarinde? I think you are the last one. But we can't hear you. Can someone Skype Olarinde and ask him if he can check in? All right, so we're gonna move on, but can someone please Skype? Yeah. Can someone please Skype? Okay, thank you. All right, so let's, and then also he can Skype. He can check in Skype as well. And all right, so we linked the notes on the top, right? Mars session doc. Good. That's what we're looking for. check. Did you guys do that? You did the comm groups attendance. Do you guys do the attendance? Yeah, attendance looks good.
Yes, I did attendance.
Yeah, and then also just to note for the value tracking, we're going to want to create a spreadsheet like for alignment. And we want to track all of the contributions for the whole Mars alignment for the whole week, okay? So if someone could get that started too, that'd be great. All right, so rankings are pretty simple. Basically, you've got me, then we have Albina, then we have Prezi, Gino, Moon, Temetope, and then the other workers. New recruits. All right. Do you need any help with the value tracking, or does someone have the value tracking set up?
Pressing.
I will.
I'll help out
You
with
got-
that as well.
Okay, cool. And then also, if someone can start the spreadsheet and coordinate the value tracking for the entire Mars alignment, that'd be important too. So we're going to skip evaluations and prioritization because our priority today is the membership meeting. And we're going to our desired outcomes and priority focus for the session. So basically, the primary desired outcome would be to review and learn about the Mars session and to learn about the membership and learn about the overall structure of the network as well as team building. So that's the overall goal. And then we also want to appoint the FQN workers org board of directors. So that is the desired outcomes. Are there any other desired outcomes for the session? So after we appoint the board and finalize our purpose of the session, we could, if we have time, to go through new recruits and help do interviews, interviews, etc. So typically we would do that at the beginning of the meeting, but for today, we just need to make sure we get through the membership topics. Plus, you all have voting power for the membership topics and everything anyway, so that works out. So the topics would be for the membership, to go over the purpose of the Mars membership session, so that shouldn't take too long. Answer any questions relating to your rights as a member and your rights as a worker. From there, we would go over the FQN worker org membership, which would include the structure of the existing membership owners, the responsibilities and how we can actually do the work to improve the membership meetings in the future. We can go over roles and responsibilities of members. I think this is also be a good place for, rights. So maybe actually do it beforehand. So do rights for members and workers. So this shouldn't take too long, but I think that's the best place to answer the questions. There's questions about it. Go over roles and responsibilities for the membership, existing board process, and then appointing a new board, and then we would just finalize, right? From there, there's also other organizations and memberships that we can review, but that is, not the top priority today because the worker organization basically runs all the other organizations. So this is the most important organization that we are overseeing. All right. Any other topics? Any other desired outcomes or topics?
For me, none so far for this session.
Not for mine.
Okay.
None.
All right. So I think we're ready to just jump in. The only other component that is not included here would be our approval of the Unity methodology and the Unity methodology proposal. Everyone's already agreed to it if you filled out the intake form. Did anyone here not fill out the intake form? Are there any objections to the Unity methodology proposal? All right, so no objections. All right, so if you want to link the Unity methodology proposal to our notes, it would be good just because, you know, it's technically part of the whole process. All right, so let's go through the purpose of the Mars session, and if people can help take notes, that would be good.
Okay.
So this is the umbrella membership meeting, and it happens once a year. The whole FKN Community Network is organized by natural time cycles, so we have sessions all day and night, you know, all times of day and night, and we're a global organization. And we primarily function on the lunar cycles, full moon, new moon, quarter moons. That's all of our budgeting. All of our normal monthly work schedules are all based on the lunar schedules for the global team, right? But obviously for our normal day-to-day work schedules, we use we take the entire 24-hour day, we break it up into 8 octants, and each octant lasts 3 hours, and we do, you know, up to 8 work sessions per day based on the 24-hour clock. So the Mars session happens once a year. It is the membership meeting, right? And then above the membership is the Legion, which is going to happen on August 17th. August 17th is the series session, which happens once every 2 years. And then there's also from there the Jupiter session, which happens once every 6 years. And then you have Saturn session, which happens once every like 12 years. So those planetary sessions happen very rarely. And then when you go on the other side, you've got, you know, so you have the membership with the Mars session. Then you have the executives or the Venus session. You've got the manager sessions or the seasonal session. And then you've got the core team, which is the primary core team that everybody's a part of. And that is for the Mercury session. Okay, so those are the primary planetary sessions. From there, that we go into the lunar sessions, which happen more often. And the Mercury session happens every 1.5 months, and that's where we do all of our goal setting for the 1.5 months to support all the core team members. So the primary function of the membership. Oh wait, we forgot one planet, our planet. So we have the Bouncil, which is the board of directors and the council, and that is the Earth session. So the Earth session is the Bouncil, the board meetings and the council meetings. Our structure is bottom up, top down. So the board is top down, bottom up is the council of representatives from the 4 quadrants. We're doing quadrants now. So the Mars session is sort of the primary focal point of decision making to empower the board of directors. So all the workers, we're a worker-run cooperative model where each worker, regardless of whether in the budget, automatically gets a vote in the membership and can elect in the board and be involved in all membership processes if you choose to. So each person, it's up to them to decide if they want to. Also, we directly issue equity based on people's contributions, and the contributions would based on two things. One, your number of hours that you work, and also how much your pay rate is, which is different for jurisdictions all across the world. And then the second component is that we issue equity based on the value of the session itself. So the Mars session happens once every 360 something days, right? So a normal Gregorian hour, so a Gregorian work session would be 1 hour per hour. So if you just come on a normal work day and you do an hour of work, you get 1 hour. If you come to the Mars session, you get, for every hour that you're here is equal of value of 364 hours of work. right? So the Earth session happens once every 180 days. So for every hour of the Earth session, the value is 180 hours per hour. The Venus session is about 110 days or 111 days. Seasonal sessions are 90 days. So that would be 90 hours. And Mercury sessions about 44 days. So you can see how important it is in the value of the equity and the distribution of the value in the organization to show up to our planetary sessions and planetary meetings, because this is where the decisions are made. This is where the discussions happen to address issues and the vision, the goals for the organization, and to make sure that everything runs functional and smoothly. So if people don't show up to the important sessions to run and organize the entire network, you lose out on the value. Okay, so, and the series session happens once every 2 years, so that is about 600. Okay, so if you come to the series session August 17th, for every hour you're there is equal to like over 600 hours of value. All right. So, and of course, these high level sessions happen very rarely. From there, you obviously have the Saturn session, and you also have the Jupiter. So the Jupiter and Saturn session. So everything above the Mars session, anyone can come to at any time. Anything below the Mars session, for example, the Earth session, you have to be appointed to the board. Venus, all the seasonal. In normal, lunar sessions, you have to be in the budget, right? So to be involved in the day-to-day work, you have to be approved in the budget. If you have a low pay rate or people who want to work for equity only will all basically automatically get in the budget. But anyone else, they would have to be approved in the budget before you're able to work day-to-day. So are there any questions about the Mars? The purpose of the Mars, obviously the primary purpose is to appoint the board of directors, and that's what we're going to do today, as we approved in our agenda. I'm not sure if we actually finalized. Were there any objections to our agenda? I think we were good on our agenda, right? So let us know if you want to add anything or if you have any objections. And I think we were going to note at the end, if we have time, we could go over needs for new recruits. All right. So any questions on the purpose of the Mars session in relationship to the rest of the structure and our goals? We covered everything based on the desired outcome. So review and learn about the Mars session, the membership, and overall structure of the network. I think we covered it, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
We have Jessica with us.
We have a new person?
Yes, Jessica.
Jessica. Great. So Jessica, would you like to check in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hello.
I'm Jessica. Today I'm at 8. I'm looking forward to join you and to learn more.
And where are you from?
From Kenya.
From where?
From Kenya.
Kenya. And
Yes.
have you done a POP?
Sorry?
Did you do a POP? Have you done a personnel profile?
I have my personal profile.
Did you-
Interesting.
Awesome. All right. So yeah, it's everyone please mute if you're not talking. And I think we're done with the membership section of learning and understanding the Mars session. So we can go on to the worker org membership. Oh, actually, there's one last thing about the Mars session, which is that because this is an umbrella Mars session, we would do all the membership meetings here. So any and all membership meetings for any and all organizations of the FQN Community Network. We have over 8 organizations. We do almost 10 sets of taxes. And so based on year to year, like after we get the FCAN workers org set up, which is the most important, year to year, there might be different membership meetings that need to be prioritized. But for today, we want to focus on the FCAN worker organization membership because this is the most important organization that actually runs all the other organizations. So the membership of the other organizations is just not the top priority right now. Even though in the future, as we recruit and get more people involved, we will certainly be prioritizing other organizational memberships. And so when we have a multi-organizational model like we do, the actual organizations become agenda items. So entire organizations are just agenda items because we basically coordinate and run all these organizations simultaneously throughout the entire network. So hopefully you guys understand that. So today we're focused on the FCAN worker organization, but there are, a dozen organizations that we potentially could have talked about today. All right. And we might go over some of them later if we have time. So now we're going to go into the FCAN worker organization. The obvious, role and purpose is to support all the workers, to build a cooperative model where the workers have say and ownership of their own organization. And so we're going to kind of review the current structure, existing members and owners. So one important component of this is that we need to get the previous session notes. The last time we had a session was, I believe, 2017. So it was 3 years ago. It's a long time ago that we did a session for the membership, which is probably one of the reasons why, we know things aren't going so well overall with organizations, that we need to be doing more work on everything. So it's very important that we have the membership sessions. In fact, tracking. So policy tracking, it seems that the MARA session over the last 2 years didn't happen correctly. So we need to track our policy that we did not follow policy for running the membership sessions for FCAN. Okay, so can someone do that policy tracking for the last 2 years? In fact, we probably should do it twice for 2 years in a row. So we missed 2018 and we missed 2019.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Well, here we are in 2020. So we're going to go through 2017 and review what happened. So the best way to do that is you just come up here to the membership team, and it has the notes right here. Saturday, October 7th, 2017 was our last membership meeting, and then you have today's. So when you're putting today's, you want to put the date of the membership meeting, and you also need to put it at the top. We always put our notes in order from the most recent to the least recent. There were previous ones before the 2017, but that was a long time ago. So now coming back into our notes for now, we want to link the notes from October 7th, 2017. And this was the last time that we made decisions. So there's a few proposals that we're going to be going through. Proposal for our structure of the board and the membership to be doing that. But let's just see what happened here and what the primary decisions that were made. And this would all go in our decisions doc. So we would have a decisions doc just for the membership. So it'd be called the membership decisions doc. Right, this would be something we want to create, and we would be tracking all of the decisions for every membership meeting, because the membership, there's no higher level than the membership. There's the Legion, but the Legion is going to, any decisions by the Legion are really just online votes, and then the membership's going to review them anyways. Cool. So
yeah, the bottom of the hour.
Oh, bottom of the hour, take a stretch. All right, so at the bottom of every hour, we always stretch. So everyone stands up, take a big breath, get a drink of water, and just stretch.
Stretch for 30 seconds.
And waiting. Oh. Okay. Excellent. All right. So we're going back into, this is for proposal to create a new social entity. The purpose is to support the active staff and workers of the network. And then here's the membership structure. And it was voted and approved by consensus. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and copy the entire decision in here, and then it needs to be copied and pasted into the decisions doc. And this, of course, is for this 2017. So this is part of staffing, by the way. It's very important. One of the most and hardest things for any organization across the entire world to do is to track decisions made. For example, if you miss 2 years or you miss a year, you have to go back to the notes to the actual meeting and understand the decisions that were made, because all the decisions moving forward in the future have to be based on the previous decisions that were made. All right, so the purpose of the organization is to support the active staff working within the network. That is us. The structure is the 6 sextants. Everybody gets to vote online, so everyone votes online, and in person is the people who show up to the meeting, right? So whoever shows up to the meeting, the real-time meeting, right? Real-time meeting. And then everyone gets to vote online, overall team and everyone who wants to vote online. And that would be like the Legion, right? And then you have the 6 sextants. The majority quorum is required to vote, and majority vote is enough to make decisions. We strive towards consensus. We use the full methodology of the FQN Community Network. Actually, it's technically the Unity methodology. All right, so that is our structure. Are there any major problems or disagreements with the decisions that were made the previous meeting for these decisions? Okay, so there's are there any questions about them? So the proposal is to certify from the last meeting the structure, certify structure from last meeting. Questions? None. Are there any concerns? No concerns and objections. We're in consensus on that. Even if we didn't approve this by consensus, we would still continue with that because that decision was already made by the people who were here before. But now that we have consensus again, it just helps, ratify that. So the main question and proposal that we might want to consider, proposal options, are to change the structure of the organization from the sextant model to either the quadrant or octant. So you have basically quadrants, which would be 4 quadrants across the world. You have sextants, which is the 6 sextants. So back in 2017, we functioned based on a sextant model, or we could do the octant model, which are the 8 octants. So that's a potential proposal that we're going to want to vote on. So we could think about what options we like. I'm perfectly fine sticking with the sextants based on what was there before, but I'm also fine with the octants or the quadrants. It really just depends. Maybe I lean towards the quadrants a little bit more. Okay, so
sorry to disturb you, Jay, but I found the 2019-2018 Mars session doc.
What are you asking? What's the question?
I found 2018 and 2019 Mars session doc. So maybe we can put it on the notes so all the agreements there and decision will be.
What you're saying, it was a membership meeting?
I don't know if it's not a membership meeting, it's a Mars Apihelion meeting.
Yeah, I mean, we might have done it. We might have done a Mars session, but if there was no membership meeting, then it doesn't meet the policy. Does that make sense? I guess we lost Pressy. All right. Okay, how are we doing? I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do we have 10 people here? We should still actually vote on breaking up anyways, having 9 people.
We're 10.
Okay. So
I got it.
split up into 2 groups. So it would be yes, split up. Wait, yes, split up, or no, to stay together. Is anyone on the Zoom room?
I'm on the Zoom room and no one is there, only me.
Oh, there. Okay. All right, so we can go ahead and vote on this as well. In terms of splitting up, I always vote to split up because it's just better to split up. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we have 10 people. I believe with 10 people we are supposed to split up, but we'll vote anyways, just in case. So I'm going to go grab some of the other proposals that we had from before, and which was using the default community network board appointment process. So that was another proposal that was approved before, which basically means that we just work with the normal rankings process. And I think that from there it was, that we had a structure of 7 people on the board. And then there was a board. And then we appointed our board. So that was good. All right, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to let me check the agenda right here. So the structure and existing membership and owners. So I think this is pretty clear as far as our previous structure. This is the previous board that was appointed. So technically speaking, this is actually the current board. Albina and myself being the only ones left, which is part of why me and Albina are kind of running everything these days. So let's go ahead and vote on splitting up, and then we'll go from there. So let's start with Temitope, Rajis, Pressy, Olende, Mamoon, Lingsung, Jessica.
I'll vote on we stand together.
Okay, Temitope is voting to stay together. Pressy, you're voting to stay together?
I'm voting staying together.
Let's stay together.
Albina is voting.
For
Gino?
stay together as well, because I'm also the one live streaming this one.
Well, that doesn't really matter. You can always have more than one person live stream. All right, anyone else want to vote? I mean, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would need one more person at least to vote.
I'm gonna go for yes. Split up.
Lingsung is down to split up. So Mamoon, Olarnde, Razis.
Yeah, I'm good with this.
What do you want to vote?
Split up.
To split up?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Mamoon, are you there? Who are we missing?
Oh, you're on mute. Mamon.
Jessica voted, Lingsung voted, Mamoon voted, Kobe Resi, and I voted. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I only have 8 votes. So who are we missing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Olorende.
Olarinde.
Olorende.
He has voted stay together.
Where did he vote? Where did he vote?
He opened the message.
Where?
In the chat
On the
of
chat.
the Hangouts.
Hang out chat. All right, let's take a look.
Calendar and the votes stay
He
together.
votes to stay together. Perfect. I love it. All right. So that so a couple things. One is that we obviously have enough votes, for now to stay together. We're still breaking policy though. Breaking policy still. So we have to fill out the policy tracking. Fill out policy tracking. And we're breaking two policies. So the first policy is that we're supposed to break up. At 10 people, right? So, and then the second policy is, well, I guess it's the same thing, just one policy, but with 10 people, if anyone else tries to come in, they would not be able to get into the Hangout, so we wouldn't even know if they were here. But I don't think we have any problem with this because I don't think anyone else actually was here. I mean, people came almost half an hour late and we still didn't even have 10. So anyways, they could just send us a message on Skype or by email or many different ways to connect in on that. All right. So any questions about splitting up? Everyone, I assume you guys know why we split up. We split up so that we can have more interaction and we can communicate and collaborate more closely together. Eventually, we'll be splitting up all the time because if you have more than 10, we're required to split up anyways. All right. So one more person comes, we split up. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
So, are there any questions on the current structure? And then from there, we can vote on whether we want to change from the sextant to either the octant or the quadrants. All right, so this would be our next proposal, is to actually change our structure from what it was before, which is the currents is sextants. This is current. The primary reason not to stay in sextants is that it's just like we don't do sextants anymore. We're not organized as sextants. We don't have sextant representatives, but we could do sextant representatives for the purpose of the board. But it might make more sense to do octants or quadrants because that's how we're currently set up. So let's just go through a quick vote. Albina, Gino, Jessica, Lingsun, Mamoon, Orlinde, Pressy, Tometope, Aziz, do you guys all want to vote? And you can also vote by chat or Skype, whatever. And you can also vote for a number from 0 to 9 to prioritize if you want to vote for more than
Voting quadrants?
or quadrants.
Yes.
Okay, so it seems that there's clear support interest on the quadrant. So the proposal would be to change the structure of the board representation to include 7 people plus the 4 quadrants. Okay, so that's a proposal. Any questions? I have a question. So what does that mean? That means that if these 7 people appointed to the board do not include one or more of the 4 quadrants, then we would automatically add additional people up to 3. So if all 7 people came from a single quadrant, we would add at least 3 more people, which would be 10 people on the board to make sure that there was a minimum of 1 representative per quadrant. All right?
Yes.
Are there any other questions about the proposal? Are there any concerns about the proposal?
None on my side.
Are there any objections?
No.
All right, so we have updated our structure. The structure is now quadrant based as opposed to sextant based. All right, so I think we're done with the structure of the board, and just so you guys know, the default network board appointment process is based on the. So if you guys could resend out the written proposal, this would be your last chance to vote. So just send it out to the Mars group. to vote. So anyone who wants to vote last second can do that. So can someone do that, please?
Okay.
Okay, cool. And then obviously this would all be indexed into the decisions doc. So index into decisions doc, the membership decisions doc for today. All right. So we're going to go on to the next topic, which is our responsibilities to improve future membership meetings so that we are more functional. And then we're going to go into the roles and responsibilities of the members and the board of directors. And then we'll go into the existing board. So responsibilities. So the first responsibility is, and this is all basically session support, and there's a little staffing as well, but mainly it's session support. So with staffing, there's the report. So we obviously do the staff report to the membership, and there's also going to be the Plasmo report to the membership. So we did not do the Plasmo report this time, so hopefully in the future we will do a Plasmo report. For session support, the main thing is to add every past worker to the email membership list. And we can note here that all past workers who do not get on the membership email list risk losing all of their equity and value in the network, right? So if they have, $10,000 of value from back pay and other value, they would lose it if they don't ensure that they're on the membership/ownership list, okay? So that's very important. Then we also want to add all of the, add every past worker and new current worker. Actually, we have all the current workers, new recruits, right? New workers/recruits. So basically just make sure everyone gets on the email list is very, very important. Are there any questions about that responsibility? We'll take that as a no. All right, so from there, the other most important thing is to invite. Actually, let's do one more of it. There's one more. Is get everyone involved in the entire network on the umbrella membership email list. All right, so you want to make sure everyone gets on the umbrella email list from around the entire network. So step one is just get all of the workers organized on the work organization membership. That's essential because if the workers aren't organized, the rest of the network's not going to be organized. And then step two is getting the rest of the network on the email list so that everybody can get informed about the membership meeting. And we're just constantly inviting people and getting people there, okay? So then the next responsibility after you get everybody on the email list, it becomes very simple. You invite everyone on the email list to the membership meeting. And this would be for next year. Also, you can invite them to the Ceres session, Jupiter, Galactic sessions, etc., etc. Like just all the planetary sessions, Mars and above, are automatic meetings. Everyone's invited because you're either basically part of the membership or you're part of the Legion. So the Legion is basically everybody, including all social media, meaning everything can vote on the Legion. And the membership is people who actively basically show up in person in real time. So to be on the membership, you're really a part of real-time activities to have full membership power. So are there any questions about the responsibilities that we need to accomplish for next year? I'm sure we missed a few things, but these are like the 5 most important ones. And it's not really that complicated once you understand the work. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, Michael.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So these are the most important things to have a functional membership meeting. And most likely, if we did this work, we would end up with more than 10 people. We'd be breaking up the also, the real-time session positions, including, multi-group sessions. So multi-group sessions, we've done them many, many times in the past. Most recently, we just haven't done it. But once we go public, more and more public, and once you get more and more people involved, we're going to be doing multi-group sessions much more often. And ideally, we can practice a bunch before we have to finalize it. All right, so there's a bunch of more work, but these are the main things. We'll go over the other things when we get into the roles and responsibilities. Okay, so any questions, any last questions about responsibilities or any other responsibilities someone did this time around that they want to include? I guess technically speaking, there is a responsibility to draft the invitation. And remember, you're drafting two invitations. One is to the Mars alignment itself, right, for our website, mars.unity.fun. And then the other is the invitation to the actual umbrella membership meeting. Okay, so there's two invitations. In this case, we're talking about the invitation to the membership meeting because the other one is much, much broader. I mean, we have dozens of sessions, over a dozen sessions for the whole Mars alignment. And I think it's fun just to like take a quick look, mars.unity.fun, since especially for the new folks. So for those who haven't seen the Open Mars Sessions Summit that we are currently in, you can see all of the schedule here. So right now we're just at the beginning of the second day. We'll have open sessions after this. I don't know if anyone will show up for that. We got our life support for the full moon. We got our water planning group, the Conversation Solutions Club. There's some meditations. Unity Earth Hiroshima event starts after the conversation, and you can just click on these, and then I'll have the link to the groups. I did forward to the Jello group all of the links for the events with the conversation, and it should say the conversation on it as well. So if you could write the conversation and then make sure the links are there. Can someone do that? Can Pressy or Albina do that? So just look at the Jello, the email I forwarded. So the Mercury session is on Wednesday as well. So this is the global core team will be meeting at that time. So that has all of our sessions for the Mercury session. And again, the Mercury alignment happens once a year.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's the draft for the entire Mars alignment. We'd be inviting, the whole internet and the public is all invited to that. Whereas for the membership meeting, we only invite the members. So umbrella membership within, but anyone's invited. I mean, it's a public session. Anyone from the entire world can come to this session if they want to. All right, so let's go on to the rights for members and workers. So the first thing you need to do is link. Yeah.
It's top of the hour. Do you want to take a 3 to 5 minute break?
Yeah, so we're going to take a 5-minute break. Before we do that, let's go ahead and link the rights for members and workers so that it's linked there so people can read it while we are on break. And also, if we could link the actual letter, like the report. Do we have the report? I think I asked to have it linked here. Oh, here we go. It's up at the very top. The Mars Membership Owners Staffing Update Report. So this is the report that has to be done every year. And I'll just link it right here for the staffing report, and then we'll also put it under here. So in the report, it basically will go over the current status of everything, relationship to the members. And then here we have linked the membership rights and worker policies and rights. Okay, so let's just make sure this is here. If people want to read that briefly, if you could also send the link to the Mars group on Skype. So if anyone wants to read this during the break, they can look at some of the membership rights and some of the worker rights, and so people understand, and also some of the owner rights that are there as a review. All right, we'll take a 5-minute break. When we come back, we will answer any questions for the either new workers or existing workers about your rights as a member, as a worker, as a trainer. And then from there we will go on to the next topic, which is the roles and responsibilities of the membership of the board, and then we're going to appoint the board. Okay, and then also, did you guys send the link to vote for people who haven't voted yet? I don't see the link for voting.
On Skype?
Yes.
I'll do it.
Please link the voting form for the election. So this would be for the elections for the board. All right, 5-minute break. So I am back. And I think
Here.
I'm gonna go another minute or so.
Yep, I'm here.
I'm here.
Come back. We have a new person. We have Lydia.
Yeah, I'm also back.
We have Lydia and we lost Jessica.
Is Jessica still on Skype?
No, we lost Jessica. We have Lydia.
Okay, Lily, do you want to check in?
Yeah. Hello.
Hi, just let us know your name, where you're from, and how you're doing.
I'm fine. My name is Lillian from Nigeria.
Okay. And do you have a pop?
Sorry?
Did you make a pop?
No, not yet.
You haven't made a pop yet. Okay, so you're brand new. And you're on the Skype group?
No, Lydia has been with us. I think she has the existing job.
An old worker.
Lillian is an old worker, Jane.
An old
She was
one.
with
Oh, cool. Well, thanks for coming, Lillian. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Okay, thank
Excellent. All right. You're always welcome to get back involved, but we're doing our membership meeting now. So the next topic, the rights and for members and workers. So worker rights. The bottom line for membership rights is that, it's basically bottom up, meaning that everyone gets a vote. Everyone is automatically a member. You don't have to be approved to be a member and to have a vote. All members can attend the Mars session. It takes place once a year. You can also attend other sessions that are higher than the Mars session, even if you're not in the budget. If you are not in the budget, you're not allowed to be in sessions below the Mars session. So if you're appointed to the board is a non-paid position, so you can go to the Earth session only if you're appointed to the board. And then if you are, in the budget, you can go to all the other, lunar sessions, but otherwise you can't do that. And just so you guys understand, being a member is like being an owner, right? It's basically you have the primary decision making over the organization, and also members can also gain value in the social profit side of things, and where you can actually get value for your time and build equity. Okay, so are there any questions about the membership rights or worker rights? No questions?
None on my side.
Okay. Still feel like we have a little bit of background noise somewhere. Make sure you're muting if you...
I'm going to reach.
All right, so now we're going to go into the roles and responsibilities of the membership. And we're going to be appointing the board. So really quickly, the board's pretty simple. The board responsibilities and role is basically everything legal. So anything that's management is done by the steering team. The steering team manages all of the work, and you have basically the managers and the steering team, right? So and the global core team manages all the work for the whole network. As far as the legal side of everything, the board of directors, along with the council and the council, do all the decision making over the legal decisions, including distribution of the budget and the funds, as well as our all of the policies and contract legal systems. All right, so the membership's primary purpose is to appoint the board. All right, so primary purpose of the membership is to appoint the board. All right, but there's a couple other things. So let's just copy and paste from notes here. Membership, ownership, roles, and responsibilities. So those are the two primary roles. There's the role of the board. There's the role of the membership. All right, but there's a lot of details. So the membership also appoints the staff because we have the staffing team, right? So the structure, really quickly, the structure of, we're going to propose this. So the structure of the membership is as follows. So you have the membership, you've got the membership staff, you've got the membership accountability commission, which is Plasmo. And then you've got basically, the board of directors. So those are the three components. And I guess you could actually even say, well, just call it the membership body. So the membership body appoints the membership staff and the membership accountability commission and the board of directors. So we can go over this in more detail in the future, but the membership staff will oversee the structure and oversee everything. And anyone can be, anyone who's paid can be on this membership staff, or if you're a volunteer, like a password or whatever, you can do that. You can just change yourself to equity only and be on the membership staff. So the membership appoints the staff. All right, are there any questions or concerns or objections to this current structure based on our Unity methodology? No questions, no concerns, any objections? All right, so consensus on that. So that's just a minor, just making sure that people understand the membership structure. Okay, so going into the details, appointing the staff, appointing the accountability commissioners, and appointing the board of directors. So we can also note here that there are roles and responsibilities for the membership staff. There's also roles and responsibilities for the Plasmo staff, right? For the accountability commission, including, to write an annual report to the members, right? So the Plasmo report is the accountability report. So for example, when you appoint a board of directors, and this is really important for all organizations, the board of directors is accountable to the membership and are only going to want to say good things about themselves to the membership so that the membership thinks that the board is doing a really good job, right? So the whole purpose of the board is to do a good job to present that information to the membership so the membership is happy, right? But in reality, that never actually happens. There's always problems, but the boards typically don't inform the membership or the shareholders or the owners about the problems. And that's the role of the accountability commissioners. The accountability commissioners and the accountability in the Plasmo, they do a full report on what's really going on. And they are not the board, and they're not trying to paint a pretty picture. We just want to get the information to the members about what's really going on, regardless of whether the board wants to share it or not. All right. So that's the whole idea of the reporting and why the report is so important. All right. So the other components are ensuring that members are treated equally and fairly, and that all owners get correct beneficiary and direct distributions of equity and tokens. So eventually we will be voting as members on all of the value and tokens that gets distributed. We also want to approve the organizational charter. So eventually, once we run, do that, that'll include the name, the purpose, the scope, and the structure. I feel like we could talk about the name. If anyone has any ideas for the name, then this would be a great time to mention it. Like currently, we just call it the FPRN Workers Organization, but it's like we can call it whatever we want to and make it fun and enjoyable and interesting. So if you have ideas on the name, that's something we could vote on. What else is it? So also, it's good to note that we function based on the Unity methodology. So we are one of many organizations. Because we're such an important organization, we have, a vote on the organizational distribution of power between all the different organizations within the network. All right, so that is a very important document. And then based on the functioning of the Unity methodology, we are one component of the whole network. So our functioning is based on the whole network's functioning. And so that just takes time to learn and understand, but that's what we're doing right now. So then we approve the membership bylaws and we approve the standing rules and the board election policies and process, or election process. Okay, so all of this work is automatically assigned to the staff, right? So the role of the membership and staff is to do all work on behalf of the membership, including all roles and responsibilities that need to get done. So whoever is interested in being involved in the staff, for the membership staff, we have a lot of work to do to get ready for next year. And eventually all of this will be ready to be presented and be voted on, including the organizational charter, et cetera, et cetera. I think I've talked about this many times before, that we just haven't really worked on the actual FQN workers organization. We work on all the other organizations. We very rarely actually work on our own organization. So we want to prioritize that more, and anyone who wants to help with that can. So are there any questions about the roles and responsibilities of the membership or the board? Okay, so I think we're good on that. Are there any ideas for the name of the organization? So the current name is the FQN Worker Org, or organization. I don't know. It would be either one. FQN Worker Org or FQN Worker Organization.
I just have a question. What does FQN mean?
There can also be FQN Worker Mo, since it's a multi-organizational entity. FQN stands for Frequency Quantified Network. So another example, so Frequency Quantified Network is more of the galactic and spiritual side of the network, including the fact that we function on natural time cycles. So we're trying to align ourselves with all the different planetary and galactic sessions. The rest of the network is called the Community Network, which includes the Unity Network and the Community Network combined. So the Community Network is more of the civil activities, including, civil action, protesting, civil disobedience, voting, decision making, politics, education. So all the basic civil activities, global peace, sustainability, anti-corruption. Unity, all of it you can imagine. Black Lives Matter. So the community side is basically the civil action. Okay. So, were there any other questions or ideas for the name? Cool. So, we've never really just talked about a name for the worker organization. But it doesn't even have to include FQN at all. So it could be names just like, for example, worker collaborative or worker co-op, right? It could even be the community worker co-op. It doesn't really matter what we want to call ourselves. But anyway, so that's an ongoing thing. So this would be part of the voting form for the members. We could add, input on name ideas. And we can always change things. Okay, so when we do the voting form, let's be sure to. All right, any other questions on the name, on the roles and responsibilities? All right, so next is appointing the board on staff and Plasmo. So this is very simple because we follow the existing process, which is very simple. The process is you do the elections, and then you end up with a ranking. So did someone go over the elections form and get the spreadsheet for the rankings? Do you have it?
Okay.
We don't. It sounds like we don't have that. Is that correct? We do not have that. Well, can you just
For the members, we have the spreadsheet.
What?
The spreadsheet for the membership voting form.
Yeah, so this is for the question is whether or not anyone did the results in the spread for the spreadsheet. No. So we have no results. No results completed. All right, so that's a problem. So basically, we didn't do that work. Oops. I would say that would be borderline policy tracking, but it's not a big deal. We can go ahead and take a break and maybe go over some of the new recruits, or we can go over some of the other organizational memberships while you guys go through the elections. Did everybody get a chance to vote? Did anyone want to vote? This is your last chance to vote in the election. All right, so let's quickly go over the process. So the first step is to add all members to. Mamoon says he can't join.
Yes, we have 10 already.
I know, but does that mean we have 11 people?
Yes, Mamoon is number 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are 10.
All right, so we should split up into two groups. Does that wouldn't we? So can we go ahead and do that? So 1, 2. Let's just split up. So and while we're doing all of the elections details, we can do the splitting up as well. So let's do group. We'll stay here in the what are we in the 10th hangout? And then group 2 will go to the 11th hangout. Okay. So group 1 will be myself. And then group 2 will be Temi Tope. Group 1 will be Razesi. And then Pressy can go to group 2. Orlande can stay here. Orlande, I totally spelled that wrong, so I could fix the spelling. Ling Sun can go to group 2. Lily can stay here. And then we would have Gino in group 2, and then Albino would stay here. So I think that is one possible breakdown. We could break it down differently if we want to as well. And then we would just add Mamoon in. And then 1 group 5, 1 group 6. So that is my proposal. We're going to need to do 2 broadcasts. So I think I might be able to get that computer going. So how also we could have. Does anyone need to check out wherever everyone's good, right?
Yeah.
I'm good.
We could let Mamoon watch on the broadcast as well. Worst case scenario, but how is the results coming? Is anyone working on the results?
Yes, just a minute.
All right, so everyone, we're splitting up. Everyone who's in group 2, which would be Temi Tope, Pressy, Linkson, Gino, and Jessica, would go to the other hangout. And but you guys need to appoint a facilitator and a runner. So the runner will be the primary facilitator, comes to back and forth between this group and that group, and then the secondary facilitator would stay there. So you guys need to appoint two facilitators, one who's going to come here and the other one would stay there.
I think Jessica is not here.
So?
Yeah, we're just 9 on the hangout.
So you're saying you don't want to break up?
She's there now.
She's back again.
She came back.
Anyways, the reason we're splitting up is not because there's 9 people or not 9 people. The point is that this is our policy, right? So we break up into 2 groups so that everyone has equal say and the ability to communicate and work together as a team, right? we don't all just need to sit here listening and saying nothing, right? It's not going to be helpful, right? So we want to get into smaller groups so people can communicate and talk. So we need someone to facilitate the other group.
Hello, Jim. Mamoon just checked out, saying he's checking out.
Why is he checking out?
Said he's having poor network.
Oh. My check out. I will give the session 3 really for network connection. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, if he doesn't want to come in, I think it's okay to just vote again, and we'll see where people want to vote. Okay. We were just in the process of splitting. Anyways, we'll get better at splitting up in the future, but splitting up is definitely very important. So let's go ahead and vote. So the proposal is to split up. And we can either say yes, we're going to split up, or it would be no, we'll stay together. So I would say I would vote yes to split up. Let's go through the list. We have Albina. Albina, you want to
Yes. Yes, we split up.
Albina's a yes.
Yes.
Gina, do you want to vote?
I'm a yes as well.
Okay, Jessica.
Yes.
Lily.
Yes.
Okay, so I think we only need one more. Linkson.
I'm a yes.
Okay, so everyone wants to split up. All right, so we're gonna split up. You only need, I think it's 5 votes to split up. If it's a tie, you still split up. All right. So again, here's our breakouts. Group 1 is myself, Rasi, Orlando, Lily, Albina, Mamoon. Or no, Mamoon's not here anymore. And then group 2, Timmy, Toby, Pressy, Linkson, Gino. So you're going to go to the 11th hangout. Maybe you guys could link the 11th hangout or re-link the hangouts to the cool. So that could help people. And then I'm going to go ahead and get the broadcast here, and then you could broadcast on your own personal channel, and then we'll be good.
Okay, I think the results for the voting.
Okay, great. If you can link that here.
Okay, I'll link the spreadsheet on the notes.
So just link it on the notes, and then we can. And then we can just go from there. So just so for the other group, we need to have a facilitator. We need 2 facilitators. So we got a group.
I'm gonna be the runner.
Okay, so you're going to be the main facilitator and runner, Pressy, and so you can stay here. If you want. And then who wants to be the other facilitator who's going to stay in the group? Can someone volunteer to be to help make sure the group follows the? And I mean, obviously, I'm going to help as well. They'll be fine. So we have one more person.
In this group or on the other team?
Well, on the other team, I mean, if you're the only other person who's going to do it, that's fine. Then you can go there.
Okay, no, I'll just ask it.
So, Albina, you're going to help facilitate the other group?
I thought they already have a facilitator.
No, they've got a runner.
Okay, no problem. I can do it.
Okay, so Albina, you're going to be the secondary facilitator for the other group, and Pressy is going to be the primary runner. Facilitators, so the 2 of you will be in group 2, and then one other person's going to come back over here. So how about Link's son can come here, and Albina goes there. So Link's son can come here, Albina can go over there. Okay? Julio. So this looks, actually, you know what? now that I think about it, the way that you're supposed to break up is based on ranking, because we're supposed to have the top representatives still together to make decisions. So technically speaking, it would be, let's just grab the ranking, because that's how it's supposed to be broken up, now that I remember. So if it's not an official meeting, we do it just like randomly, but when it's an official meeting, you're technically supposed to use the rankings and break up based on rankings and make sure that there's a representative from each of the. So, for example, we have J, it would be Pacific. Pacific. Albina is Eurafrica. Pressy is Eurasia. And then Gino would be Eurasia. And then you've got here Temetope is also Eurafrica. And then you'd have like the new recruits. So what are we missing? We're missing Asia. We have who was the Braze, right?
Yeah.
So there's Eurasia, Eurafrica, or is it Atlantic? I think it's the Atlantic that we're missing. Anyways, we need to get better at doing our quadrants. So anyways, I think this is fine for now. And then that'll help organize it a little bit better so that we can get our decision making done. So basically, Temetope or Gino, one of the two of you need to do the facilitation in the other group, or someone else can step up and do it.
Okay.
So can you guys handle it? I mean, obviously, we haven't done this for a very long time, so we're obviously having some major problems. But this should not be that complicated. They just jump on the 11th Hangout, and then we communicate back and forth, and using the Skype group, and then it should go smoothly. It works pretty well, right? And as you get more and more used to it, it'll get more and more normal. And we'll just be going over the proposals, and we can even go in multiple groups at the same time, so everyone can listen together. And
Well, it would have been nice if we just get to know how the process goes for now. And maybe as we continue, we can maybe Albina or Pressy could just join our group, and we could learn from them for now. Because it's my first time of actually going through such. So maybe we'll just borrow Albina or borrow Pressy for today. While going forward. Well,
let's make either Albina or Pressy the runner from here, and then you go over there and help them get started.
Okay.
So who wants to be our runner?
I'll be the runner.
Okay, Albina's going to be the runner. So group one facilitation is going to be J, main facilitator. Then you have Albina as the runner, which is the second facilitator. Then you've got your guys as runner. Who do you guys want to be? Either Temetope or Gino? Which one?
Do you want to be the facilitator, Temetope?
Well, you guys both need to facilitate together.
Okay,
so who wants to be the runner, the main facilitator and the runner, the primary facilitator? Okay, so Gino, you'll be the runner. You'll be coming back and forth between two groups, and then Temetope, you'll be the fourth facilitator for the group, right? Okay, so that would be the facilitation organization, and it's pretty simple. Just in each group, you've got one person who stays in the group and one person who goes back and forth. Right, and I know you guys haven't done this before, but it's really not that complicated once you just break. The hardest part of all of it is just breaking up into the groups. Right, so just going to the 11th Hangout is by far the hardest part. So that is the part that we just want to. In fact, maybe me and Albina and Rusty should just go to the 11th hangout, and then you guys can stay here, and that'll make it easy. So, does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna go and head over to the 11th hangout, and I'm just gonna start a screen recording so that I'm able to broadcast later. If you just and you can just keep broadcasting on yours as well. Okay.
Okay.
We'll have both. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to 11th hangout. And then we can come back together at the end as well. We'll give it a try, practice a little bit doing our 2 groups, and then we'll come back. Oh, and just so you guys know, basically we're just going over the election results to begin with. So, for that we could even start with like a double group, while we're getting split up. So everyone's split up, and while we're splitting up, we'll stick as a double group just because we're waiting for the split up to happen. So what that means is that I'm going to be in both groups, so you both should be able to hear me from both groups while we split up. And anyone who doesn't split up can fill out policy tracking. All right, so Albina, how is the results going? Where are they?
I have the result spreadsheet.
Okay.
You have a link from the.
Okay, but did we get
just trying to.
Did we get the results though? Did we get the actual results? All right. So Abdul got 32. So you guys didn't write down the results? So I need to do it myself?
Yeah, I'm doing. Yes, I'm doing in the next step.
Where are you doing it?
In the next step, the spreadsheet.
You already did it.
No, I'm just in the episode.
Let's just do it on the document.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay, I thought you said that you completed it, but I guess you did not complete it. So
No.
we need to continue. Oh, wait, here, let me share my screen. And both.
There's a form. There's a spreadsheet for all the responses, but like there were 350 responses, but there were no names in the responses itself.
That doesn't make any sense. There are 9 people who responded. It's fine. I'm not sure exactly why. Albina's 67, I'm 69. So I'm not sure exactly how that works, but 69J, 67. Say again?
We have, 52.
36 D-Loop.
52, Tracy 50.
Pressy.
At Matope 46.
So this is all working ahead of time. Obviously, since we haven't done for a long time, we just didn't get the work done ahead of time, but it's okay. We're just going through it. Link seems 41.
We have 32.
Abdul, I got 32 for Abdul. Yep. 29.
What's the look at it?
Do we have Lily on here?
Who?
Lily?
Lillian. On the hangout, yes.
Yes, we have Lily.
No, on the voting form.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
How many votes did Lillian get?
Is it Lily or Lillian?
Lillian.
William got 15.
15. Okay, so let's just make sure that everybody here is also included. Can we do that, please?
Okay.
All right, so I think we're good at this point. Jocelyn got 20. Pretty high. All right, so I think we got everybody. So just make sure that everyone who's currently here is included with their ranking. Asif is 27. 27. Asif. Mel is 27. Monty. Cool. All right, so I think we got everybody. Nellie's 28.
Tamisha, 27.
All right, so that is everybody. So this would be our primary people. The way we do is we take the top 7. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that would be the cutoff. All right. So this would be the primary board of directors based on our proposal. They're not all available. So basically, you have this would be like the first layer, and then we go from there. Okay, so the way that this model works is quite simple. You just rank everybody, and then you go through and you ask each person if they want to be on the board. They don't have to do it. It is a voluntary position, and there's 3 questions. So questions for each.
We didn't include Jessica. We need to include Jessica.
Yeah, so everybody who's currently here should be included. So what about Jessica? They're not on the voting form?
Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, so if you can add her too, that'd be great. Okay, so there's 3 questions for each person. The first question is to be on the board. You know, do you want to be on the board of directors? Right? Yes or no? The second question is, do you want to be on the staffing committee, right? And then the third question is, do you want to be on the Plasmo? Okay, so there's 3 possible things you could do. You can take on the board of directors, the staffing committee, or the Plasmo Accountability Commission. I would go first, and I would be yes on the board of directors. So yes for the board, and I would be representing quadrant. And I also would be on the staffing committee. But I would not be on Plasmo because I will help Plasmo and support Plasmo, but I myself would be a bad person to do Plasmo because I am the person who should be held accountable as opposed to the person holding others. All right, Albina, your turn. Albina, are you there? All right, we're losing Albina. Is she gone? No, she's here. You're on mute, Albina. If you wanna talk.
She's just on mute.
She's on mute.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Sorry.
Also, let's give. Oh, go for it, Albina. You're next.
Where are we voting on?
Okay, so Albina, you rank number 2, so you can be on the board of directors. So do you want to be on the board? Yes or no? You're currently actually already on the board of directors, but do you want to still be on the board of directors?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and do you want to take on any of the other positions like the staffing committee or the accountability commission?
The Plasma Accountability Commission.
All right, and okay. Thank you, Albina. Next is
Yes, on the board of directors.
okay. And then do you want to take any other positions like staffing or accountability team? And you can always jump on those later, but it's just like whether or not you want to help manage it. So is it just the board of directors? It's fine.
And staffing committee, yeah.
Staffing, okay. Again, I just want to remind everyone, all of this can be done by email or by voting online. So we're just doing this because the work wasn't done ahead of time. If the work had all been done ahead of time, this would all be certification instead of going through it. All right, Pressy, your turn.
Okay, yes, for the board of directors. And I'm gonna join Alvina for Plasmo.
Sammy Topi?
There'll be yes for the board of directors. And Plasmo.
Okay. Langston?
Yes, for board of directors. I think I'll go for the staffing as well.
Okay. And you're in Eurasia, right?
Yes, I'm in Asia.
Oh my god, why did I even say Asia? It is Austrasia. Messing that up. Australia and Asia. You're African Pacific, Eurasia, Australia. Oh, Australia. Oh. Okay, and Zulu is not here.
Yeah,
Great.
Zilu's not.
Here, so we're gonna make Zulu. We need to send an email to Zulu and ask him if he wants to be on the board.
Okay.
Go down the list to the next person. So currently we have 6 people, and also we have to note here that we are also missing. We're missing Atlantic, right? So the first person from Atlantic is Jorge, right? So we need to note that. Right, so Jorge would automatically be invited onto it, so we need to send him an invitation. Nelly would be the next person from Atlantic. Steve is also in Atlantic. Jocelyn, no. Asif, no. Tamisha. So Tamisha would be the next person who is currently involved. Miguel, and then Olarinde would be, present. Right? So Olarinde, you can be like a backup board member if you want. But if you're interested, you're welcome to say that you're interested in being a backup board member for now. And also, yeah, I believe. Are you interested in being a backup board member? Or?
Hangout.
And what did he say?
No board, yes staffing.
Oh, yeah, staffing. There you go. Cool. Backup board member? No. Staffing? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Rajikaran, Jessica, or Lillian, are any of you interested in taking on a board backup position?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of you. Okay. So yes on board backup. Yes on board backup. Yes on board backup. So basically what's important to understand here is that the board is a dynamic board of directors depending on who shows up to the Earth session. So this is important to note here. So the board of directors meet at the next Earth session. So this is going to be earth.unity.fun. Let's see what it says. So it's the very first week of January. So January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 2021. I don't know if the actual session is on the schedule yet because we probably didn't do that work. I don't even see the schedule coming up at all. So there's some work to be done there to fix that up. But anyways, it's probably the January 2nd. Okay. So the actual board of directors and the Bouncil meeting is on January 2nd, 2021. All right. So we need to inform all the membership. We'll create a board email list, right? So this is another task that needs to be done. Board email list that I can help out with. If anyone wants to learn how to do email lists, you can sign up with me and I'll train you how to do email lists. Not very hard. So Zilu used to do all our email lists. So if we ask Zilu if he wants to be on it, so then we would ask everybody if they want to be on it. Jorge would also be invited because he's Atlantic, or Nelly or Steve as backups. All right. And that would be the board of directors. So the last proposal here, is to approve the following list for the board of directors. We have J. Albina Gino Presi, J. Albina Gino, Temi Tope Ling Soon, Temi Tope Ling Soon. All right, with the following backups. So then the backups would be Zilu Jorge, Tamisha Orilande, Tamisha Olarinde. No, Olarinde said no. Sorry. So it would be Raja Karan, Jessica, and Lillian. All right. So just so you guys understand, this is dynamic and can still change. The voting can still continue. We can invite everybody to the membership group. We can, invite all the people who haven't voted yet, and everyone can vote, and it can actually change the dynamic of who is ranked higher than who else is ranked higher, right? So, but for now, we're proposing a current standing so that we actually know who is on the board in the real time. Okay, so. And then it can change, and there can be a dynamic board as needed based on the rankings. So are there any questions about the proposal and who is on the board? No questions. Are there any concerns?
No concerns.
None. And are there any objections? Okay. So we have consensus on our board of directors, which is pretty awesome. So that is easier said than done, and we just did it. So there you go. All right. So again, ideally at the actual board of directors, we would have 7 boards of directors, and this is for January 2nd, along with Jorge from the Atlantic, or if he can't do it, Nelly or Steve. Miguel also is Atlantic. And Atlantic. Yeah, I think that's everyone. So I'm sure within the actual rankings there's more people, but there's a lot of work to be done here. So besides the email list, we wanted to continue to get all members on the membership email list. Who signed up to help with that particular responsibility?
I can.
All right, and then we want to invite them to vote and get involved with the board if they are ranked. All right. Dina is going to help with this. Great. All right. So I think that is it for this agenda item. Any last questions about the board of directors for the FQN worker org? All right. So now let's quickly go to our splitting up here. We have plenty of non-splitting up, so did not split up. So basically, we have one person who did split up, which is what's the name? What's your name again?
Raja.
Reza. All right, so anyway, you get a blue star, because you did what you were supposed to do. So from there, people who did not split up would include Gino, Temitope, Lingsung, and Jessica. Is that right, correct? So you guys all get strikes. Get strikes. Alright, we'll just give normal strikes because it's still new to you guys. But anyway, so we're supposed to break up. Are there any questions about finalizing the board? So as far as the not splitting up in the blue stars, this we want to add to our value tracking. Is Pressy, are you doing value tracking?
Yes, I'm doing the value tracking.
Okay. Cool. So stars and stripes. Great. All right. So I think we are done with finalizing the board. I don't know anything else that needs to be done with that. Again, all of that can be done by email if the work is done ahead of time. And we have Albina going to step up and help with that. Also, everybody who's involved in the staffing, actually, let's go through the staffing real quick. So proposal to approve the staffing committee with the following people. Actually, it's called the staffing committee. We're calling it. And also the staffing team. So here, note the staffing team is open to all budgeted workers. All right, so let's go through and see who we have. Myself, Gino, Lingsung. So Jay, Gino, Ling, if approved in budget. And the last one is Ori Lande, I believe. Can someone fix the spelling? Terrible that. If approved in budget. Okay, so there's the proposal for the staffing committee and the staffing, beginning of the staffing team. Are there any questions about the proposal? Are there any concerns? Are there any objections? All right, so we have consensus for our staffing team. And last but not least, the proposal is to approve the accountability commission. Commissioners with the following people. So this is Albina, Pressy, anybody else?
Temitope.
And Tammy. Are there any questions about the proposal? None. Are there any concerns?
None on my side.
And are there any objections? All right, so we have consensus on that. All right, so now we have our staffing committee for the membership as well as the accountability commissioners and for Plasma. So also we do need to, we'll talk about this during this next steering team, Angela team, but for the quarter moon, but we do want to set up our structure to include team sessions for Plasma and for the staffing. We'll talk about that then. And then this is going to be the focal point for getting all the work set up for both the board meeting for the Earth session and next year's Mars. I'm confident we will be in a better place for next year, but we just have to go step by step. We'll see. All right, so I think we're done finalizing. Any last questions about the board, the staffing, the Plasma, the membership? Anything, any question, anything possible? None. Okay. So I think we're good to move on to other organizational memberships. So let's just quickly go through the primary organizations. There's our 501c3 nonprofit. And this is WCTC and the Community Life Network. The WCTC is the World Collaborative for Transformative Community. And we also possibly are going with a third one called the CCC. We'll go into that later. There's our LLC, Innovate United LLC. From there, we've got corporations, which primarily are funds, and then we have trusts, which are UIC Trust. UIC Trust. So those are the primary organizations, but there's also the Umbrella Cyber Org. Umbrella Cyber Org. And then within the Umbrella Cyber Org, we've got basically, the nonprofit Cyber Org. We've got the for-profit Cyber Org, the Cyber Trust, and I think that's it. Okay? So those are our overall organizations, and then on top of all of this, we've got the FQN Worker Co-op. So are there any other questions about the other organizations, the memberships, decision making, any other questions about anything related to that? So in the future Mars sessions, we may have membership meetings for all of these and usually one at a time, but then coordinate decision making, and a lot of it can happen before the actual meeting. So, for example, in the months coming up to the next Mars session, each one of these organizations could have their own membership email list, and then you build the membership email lists, and then everybody who's on the membership email list is invited to rank all of the members, and then you appoint the board from that for all of these organizations. Right, so it's pretty easy to do that, and it's just a matter of organizing it beforehand, and then the membership meeting itself becomes more of like a certification of the voting results as opposed to actually talking through the whole process. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it does.
So that's how you can get through 10 organizations all in one single meeting, basically by setting it all up ahead of time. All right, so I think we are done. Are there any last questions on anything related to the Mars session before we go into the new recruits? And otherwise, we can go in the new recruits, or we can take a break and then come back and go into the new recruits. But any other questions about anything related to the Mars session and the membership? All right, so for the new recruits, we should just break up into the two groups, and then we can each group can support the new recruits within that space in that meeting. Like, just so you guys understand, when you break up into the two groups, you're able to still communicate between both groups as needed, right? It's not like suddenly you're separated and you disappear. So how many of us do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I count 8 people.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So does anyone want to not break out? Because otherwise we should just have the two groups, and then we can go over and help each other in groups, and then we check out, and then we're done. Is anyone there?
Yes.
Okay, Jay.
Great. So does anyone not want to be in the two groups? Okay, so let's do the two groups. So let me go back to the two groups. I think we're going to give out some more strikes. So I believe it's Gino and Lincoln And Jessica still wait. Are we supposed to? No, our group's supposed to go to the 11th hangout, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then you're supposed to be staying in the 10th hangout. So the strikes actually go the other way around. It is Presti gets a strike, Albina gets a strike, and Olarinde gets a strike, and Lily gets a strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, Lily gets
Also, we want to go on 11 hammer.
all right, and then Presti, you can go between both. All right, so I'm gonna drop this call for now, or I can just mute. No, I'm gonna drop it, and then we will just check out. Right, so you guys are gonna help each other with the new recruits, and then you're gonna check out. Got it?
Okay.
Awesome.
So we are on a break, right? We are on 1 minute break.
Did Jason will have a 5 minute break or?
From what I know, yeah. Afterwards, after the 5 minute break, we'll have the what I call this the recruitment, or I think it's the next part, or was it?
Yeah, the go over needs for new recruits. So.
Oh yeah, over into recruits. Helping Rajesh has completed. What about me? I'm already done, right? So
What do you need help with?
I'm done with Hop. Well, according to Timitopia, I'm okay under him. I'm at stage 4 on the budget. Helping Lin Snow.
You completed your pop, right?
Yeah, already completed. With Albina, and I mean with Timitope, and as well as Albina, she also checked it. I already had my interview with Albina, interview and evaluation.
Then you're just waiting for the budget, so you're currently on stage 4.
Yep.
How about you, Jessica?
I have an existing profile. I have an existing.
Were you
Yeah.
an old worker?
Yeah, I was on old record.
Okay, so I'm not sure about the existing worker. So you already.
The existing one.
I'm just gonna note it here that
Old worker.
Existing pop.
I used to. I was in FQN in 2018.
Oh, so
Yeah.
Okay, I see. So, do you have any plans on like getting in touch with the network again, or like working with the network, or just?
Yeah, I wanted to get back and start to work again with the network. Yeah.
Alright. Work for the pop. Okay. Next. Work old workers. Do you guys have anything else that you might need?
Do you need like send you my profile or something?
The pop. Are you in the Skype group or the 80-degree recruitment? Or I'm not sure because you're an existing
No.
worker, so I'm
I'm not
Uh,
sure because it's new recruits, but
I'm
yeah.
not in any of the Skype group.
But are you in the Google group?
No. No. Which Google group?
For the FQN workers org group.
I'm not sure.
Hold on. I'm going to send you the link for it. Hold on. There we go. There we go. So hang on. Okay. So I'm gonna send it here in the Hangout for the FQN workers org membership. Are you here already in that group?
Let me check.
How about you, Linsong? Do you have anything else needed, or is it just you're just currently waiting for
From what I know, I'm just currently waiting
approval
for
for the
the
budget, right?
yes.
Approval this budget. Budget increase. I'm not sure if it's. Hold on, let me try to just go ask or probably just ask a question on Skype on my benefits existing employee wants to go wants to get in touch again with us at the network. Include their CV and but Jessica, are you so you're not currently in any
I,
Skype group?
I'm not seeing anything on that group.
But before you were, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me what's your name
Let me
again?
send you my
Your
profile.
profile. No, your Skype, I
Yeah,
mean. So I can
my
add you in the
Skype.
live session, yes.
Let me send you. Just a second. Hmm, just try adding me with my Gmail. I'm not sure where.
Okay, contacts. What's your hold on. What's your name on Skype itself? Do you have a name on Skype?
Yeah, it's just keep.
Just skip. Okay, hold on. Do you have any picture or
Yeah, I have.
just skip?
Can share your screen so that I can show you which one is the correct one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share my screen. Here on Skype. So here it is on Skype. Just skip, right?
Let me see. Okay, give it a space. This then dot.
That space.
Write like just dot. Let me just keep
Oh, is it this one?
one. Try this one.
Is it this
No.
one? Just skip from Kenya.
Yeah, I think so.
So I'm just.
There is another one.
This is you though, right? The one from.
Yeah, that is me. That is me.
Okay, I'm going to add you on the Mars session.
Okay.
Just skip this your run. There you go.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm going to add you in the 80 degree in the recruitment or not. That's why I'm asking the group first, Jay. Let me try to find a way and just ask a question.
Okay.
I want you to. Membership. Recruitment. Then 11 o'clock.
Hunter, you're supposed to send Skype messages to the other group. You understand?
Yes, I am.
I asked you to send a Skype message before. Did you send it? Yeah.
Like what if that is an existing person in the group? Do I add her to the 80 degree recruitment or not?
Do they want to work again?
Yes, Jessica wants to work again.
Well, yeah, they would just add her right in, and she just has to update her pop if she wants to make any changes, and then it's fine.
Okay.
Not a problem.
Thank you. Okay, so you just have to update your pop, and I'm going to add you to the 80 degree east recruitment group,
Okay.
as what Jay said. So, like what you do, just update your pop and then just send it so that either Pressy or Ariana can
I've
verify it or Temitope.
I've sent you my profile. It's here on the messages.
Uh, oh, okay. So, who's the other Jessica I added?
Have you seen it?
Hmm?
Sorry?
Oh yeah, it's the same person. Okay, this one, right? Wait. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on.
You're not showing your screen. Yeah.
Um, this one. It's this one, right? Just skip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm adding it to the 80-degree east movement. Just send your pop here if it's updated already, so that either Albina, Presi, and or Temetope can check it, or like check it.
Mhm.
According to Presi, I have no ability to approve the pop, or I mean the pop. Yeah, I can just
Okay.
check it, but I can't what do you call this, approve it.
Okay. What about the budget? Have you started like the budget thing?
The budget, it's up to you for now, because like for your pop, it has to get what do you call it, again in the next session.
Yeah.
So currently that would be still gonna be reviewed for the next session.
Okay.
So okay, old worker, previous worker, previous worker,
They're about to start checking out.
Okay,
So,
are you guys okay? Like, is this okay? Are these
Yeah.
names alright? Okay. So we'll be going to the 11th hangout. Do you guys have the link for the 11th hangout, or do you guys want me to send the link for the 11th hangout?
I already have it. I'm fine.
How about you, Jessica?
Well, no, I don't have the link.
Okay, I'm gonna send it here on the hangout itself. Then just go to that link and join that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. See you there.
Okay, thank you.
Hands around me, and I believe the team is highly equipped to move with the vision of the organization. Going forward, we're looking forward to the other sessions for today, and I trust that it will all go well. Check.
Great, thank you, Temetope. I'll check out next. I thought the session went pretty well. I would give this session a 7. It could certainly have gone better on so many levels, but we did our best. We even split up into 2 groups, which was really, really difficult, but we finally did it. And I think it's much better because it allows people to communicate a little bit more and actually interact, as opposed to just mainly listening. We can read everyone's checkouts, because actually send a Skype message that reminds them when they do their checkouts. They should make sure they write it all down in the notes, and so we can all read each other's checkouts. So I'll be working on the staffing. I'll be working on all the documents and I'll get some help with that. I'll also be on the board and preparing everything for the board directors meeting as well. Yeah, check. Albina, wait, is Albina here, Pressy? Oh.
Yes, I'm back. Sorry, I had lost my connection.
Did you guys check out or not?
Yes, I'm checking out.
Oh wait, but Gino's here. It looks like Gino and Ling Sing is here. Did you guys check out in your group?
No. We thought we
thought we're gonna be checking out here, like going to this group, then check out here, or for the final.
No, was it because of the Skype message? Was it because of the Skype message or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so who sent the Skype message?
No, like we thought that it was that meant like we need to go to the main group itself. So
No, if we were telling you to go, we would tell you to go to another group and ask you to move groups.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyways, we sent a wrong Skype message, and the Skype message should have said like we're moving to the checkouts for our agenda item, right? Just letting you know. changing our agenda item. So it doesn't mean that you guys need to change what group you're in. You just means that you're supposed to do when you get to your own checkouts, do your own checkouts. You know.
Okay.
Anyways, it's not a big deal. If you guys want to just do checkouts here, is anyone in the other group? Because we're obviously.
I sent Jessica the link. She should be here. I'm not sure why.
We think we still have the other people. Jessica.
Jump on the other group because it just seems like we might have lost people, which is not good. And usually we would always go to the main hangout, which is the one you guys were on, and we would go back. But it says no one's there anymore. So anyways, we obviously lost a bunch of people, which is really bad. You guys should have done your checkouts before you just dropped the call, you know? Yeah.
All right.
So we can give ourselves a strike for messing up. So when you break up into two groups, you break up into two groups for the entire time, and you don't re-come back together unless there is a decision to come back together between the two groups.
Got it.
You literally learned. So, Pressy or Albina or Gino, can you take us through the rest of the checkouts?
Okay. Gino, can go next.
Coming, so attending those as well, and then also my first time being part of board of director in an organization. It's not final because there are some things
I'll just say in response to that what we approved today still holds half the power. So if something changes online and it's not clear before now in the board meeting in January, the vote that we made today still counts as a valid final vote of who's on the board. All right, so who's taking us through the checkouts? Albina?
Lincoln, you're on the next one to check out.
Me first? Okay, I'll give it like a 6.5 because the main agenda is being targeted, but the problem is with the amount of members, I'm not sure, but I think it's lacking to be in a group. But yeah, and also with the split up, it was very confusing.
Okay, done with the checkup. Okay, Rosa, you are the next. Rosa?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's session 7. Yeah, it's a good session. It's very informative, and I try to understand it. I'm trying and I'm improving a lot. So in future session, I'll be a good attender and I can grab as much more information from me. So looking forward to it. Thank you.
Are you done? Okay, next is Jessica. Do we have Jessica? No, she's taking photos. Okay, Pressy, you can check.
Okay, I will check out. I will do the session 7. It's good to have a membership session or meeting, and I'm looking forward for more information about the board members' responsibilities, and looking forward for more sessions for sessions. That's all.
Okay. Lilian, we don't have Lilian here. Anyone else who has not taken? Wait. Papa, you're done? Okay.
You go next.
Section 6.75. So we did plan well for the sessions, like results for the board members, but it was good to go up to the end of having the members elected for the organization. So I'll be focusing on the email Google group for the membership, and also looking forward to join other open sessions that are coming later on. I also focus on helping our new recruits, the first evaluation meeting, and onboarding success.
All right, I think we're good. I'll read Jessica. Jessica's having a good session. Great, with a good session. Looking forward to start working with you. And we also had Lillian, who's interested, who is an old worker. So it's perfect. We had some old workers, we had some current workers, we had some new workers. This is exactly what we want out of a membership meeting for our organization, for the African Workers Organization. So this is great. Very, very good. So that's it. I think we have 30 minutes before our next session, which is the open session. Not the open session. Anyone is welcome to attend and just have a discussion on any topic that anyone wants to propose. Any questions about the next sessions or the schedule? If that session, if no one comes, it's, or not very many of us here, go shorter, and then the one after that would be the full moon session, which is in 2.5 hours. Check. You think we're done?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Bye.
Kino, can you help me with the buggy chart?